Of course, if you're in the evidence-based skeptical community, they're pretty much hand in hand. You're likely not much of a fan of alternative medicine practices, given the fact that by definition, if something falls under the headline of the criterion of alternative medicine, it means either some sort of intervention that has been tested and shown not to work, and it's not demonstrably true, or it has not been properly tested. Anything else that has been properly tested and has been shown to have an effect would be considered science-based medicine. Notice I did not say it would be considered medicine, because yes, there are certainly things in allopathic medicine that haven't necessarily gone through the proper scientific rigor either. So yes, I'm well aware of that. The issue here is this, this is speaking to my fellow skeptics now who are normally refuting a lot of the claims, the anecdotal claims coming from alternative medicine practices, and also some of the claims about the energies and the cheese and all these things like that. We have to, or at least is my perspective at all, I don't feel it's productive to, when trying to communicate and try to help people think more clearly, productive to just tell somebody that, for instance, this doesn't work. Put in whatever alternative practice you want. Acupuncture, say acupuncture doesn't work. Say chiropractor doesn't work. Say homeopathy doesn't work. And here's why. Aside from what the research says, I'm well aware of what the research says. It's certainly not convincing, and we know what we're talking about. When we say it doesn't work, we mean objectively it's not shown to have any specific effect aside from placebo. It's very subjective. It has no objective measurable effects. But when we're talking to people who've done these things, who don't understand how to think like a scientist, who don't understand cognitive biases and all these things that we understand, that we know causes us to misjudge the evidence of our own experience, if you don't know that, then your only choice is to think it makes sense that what you see, your observations, your personal experiences are powerful evidence, and you think that they are real, right? So when we just say it doesn't work, all it does is position us as somebody who's undermining their experience, calling them delusional, calling the practitioners delusional. And these are good people who have well intentions just like we do. And it undermines their whole experience, and it really just derails the whole discourse and automatically positions you as adversarial, right? Because to them, it did work. What they know is they had a problem, they sought out some alternative treatment, and hey, it got better. Sure, we know it could have been regression to the mean, it could have been the placebo effect, and all these other things. So, but just saying it doesn't work doesn't help the situation. We need to describe to them, hey, what other explanations could be given for the experience that you had? Because all you know is, yes, you had a problem, and yes, it got better, and somewhere in the middle you did this intervention 1 time, 2 times, 4 times, whatever. But hey, let's look at the common cold, right? Many times you start off with the cold, it's bad, and then it gradually gets better every day. You didn't do anything for that. You twist an ankle. Hey, it gets better every day. That's what things do. So how do you know it was the alternative treatment that did it and not the body naturally healing itself or any of the other explanations? Selective memory, all these bias towards positive evidence. We could go on and on and on. So instead of saying it doesn't work and just stops the conversation, honor the fact that yes, your experience did happen. We have no doubt you're not lying. And it's very, very powerful. The question is, we're not doubting the experience that you had. We're doubting that based on the evidence that's not friendly to these alternative practices, that the explanation that you are given might not be accurate, meaning you are attesting the alternative treatment as the cause to the effect that you have. But we know we have the effect, but we don't know if that's necessarily the cause until we eliminate the other variables. Sleeping, eating, regression to the mean, all these types of things. And that's what scientific testing does. So then we can start to clarify what we mean by it doesn't work. And we can't just leave it at that, because it just makes us sound ridiculous and insulting to them and basically calling them delusional. And nobody responds well to that kind of stuff.